Together, we're the 21st Century BrainTrust partners because we believe your brain span should match your lifespan. We are committed to pushing past the stigma that really prevents engagement around brain health. And headlines about brain trauma from battle, concussions from sports, and the outcome of recent phase 3 Alzheimer's trials all point to early detection long before symptoms as their only hope to stop the ravages of cognitive decline. The faces of the victims are also getting younger, and we owe them all a future. I care as much about autism, brain trauma, but I care most right now about Alzheimer's, and it's personal. My husband was diagnosed at 57 years old, and his fate was sealed. I've cared for him at home for 17 years. No hope, no cure. There are 15 million caregivers, many just like me. And now my mother at 85 has it too. Our baby boom generation, all 78 million of us, and I see a few in the room, like to think of ourselves as ageless, but we are all at risk. If you've had a concussion, way more than you should, have a metabolic disorder, suffer from diabetes, depression, Parkinson's disease, or stroke, you are at a 50% increased risk of getting Alzheimer's disease. Now, for many of these other conditions, there are measurements to self-track. For cognition, there are none. And scientists are now seeing changes 15 to 20 years before subtle symptoms begin to appear, so that by our 40s, we're really ticking time bombs and we don't even know it. George, this September's White House report from the White House Office of Science and Technology looked at the projected economic burden of Alzheimer's disease. It also looked at the escalating cost of clinical trials, which is up about 40% right now, as major issues. Now, where does the BrainTrust fit in?
Well, Meryl, Alzheimer's is, as you know, the only disease in the top 10 causes of death where we have no means of prevention or cure. 36 million Alzheimer's victims globally, and the numbers are rising rapidly. 10 million of American baby boomers are dying of this disease or will be dying for this disease in the coming years. Healthcare costs associated with Alzheimer's are rising to $1 trillion a year in the coming decades. But this is not just screening just not about pre-diagnostic screening for Alzheimer's disease. We need to enlarge the conversation from brain disease to brain health. If we don't make the conversation about brain health less frightening to the American public, we'll never mobilize a commitment to make a brain span equal to our lifespan. So the 21st Century BrainTrust is a movement to make our brain health as common and comfortable a topic of social conversation as our cholesterol numbers, and to get our doctors to talk to us about our brains just as they do about the rest of our bodies, and to enlist us all as citizen scientists to send information about our brain health to the researchers who are developing the cures that we need. Technology is making this possible. Fear of brain injury and impairments, from concussions to PTSD to Alzheimer's, is raising public interest in brain health. And new personal digital tools offer each of us the possibility of connecting ourselves to our doctors. We now can have a brain thermometer equal to our regular disease. With an inexpensive and easy-to-use tool, we can trigger the conversation with our physicians about concerns we detect with our brains at the earliest sign of problems. And we can share ongoing information about our brain health with researchers who so badly need that data to understand this last frontier, the brain, of biomedical research. Taking control of our own brain health, connecting us with those that treat us, connecting the data with new and innovative treatments. As Patrick Kennedy, one of our partners, puts it, let's make a checkup from the neck up as common as the checkup from the neck down. That's the 21st Century BrainTrust. Guy?
Thank you. So without innovation, the landscape is bleak. We have no large Framingham-like studies of risk factors. We aren't doing a good job of studying prevention, and we don't have the resources to run clinical trials with any degree of frequency. So our solution is twofold. One, we're going to build a public engagement initiative in multiple new mobile technologies. And two, We're going to facilitate a validation and credentialing effort to align key scientists in developing the standards that drive this field forward. So here's why it's important to rally around the 21st century BrainTrust. Wireless mobile applications are going to serve as a funnel, recruiting hundreds of thousands and enriching a researcher's ability to screen and fully populate their studies with greater ease than has ever before been possible. There's going to be a confusing number of apps out there. Our market research says that boomers are innately skeptical. They're going to listen to their clinicians, but they're going to most strongly trust their own evaluation of the research into what's effective. So who's doing that research? Well, the scientists. Where are the boomers going to learn about it? They're going to learn about it in trusted media like our BrainTrust partners. And what do the researchers need to do the research? Well, they need the public's participation. So our goal is bettering a whole field of technologies. We want Sanofi to make an investment in the long view of consumer engagement in brain health. Our strategy requires that researcher buy-in. Therefore, in the last 8 weeks, we've used our connections to convene a blue ribbon advisory board. We've charged them to define the critical features that any new mobile application must have in order to be standardized and integrated into their studies and clinical trials, but still serve that purpose of elevating our conversations with our doctors. The parameters they define are going to cover data validation, they're going to cover user engagement, privacy, other barriers to adoption. And we have offers from 2 clinical sites, including Harvard Medical School, to conduct the trials that will be necessary to integrate these technologies with the research enterprise. We're focused on a number of products that represent the current state of the art in this field. We have both commercial and academic technologies that run the gamut of small wearable devices to immersive tablet and smartphone-based applications. Which ones are best? Well, that's a good question. That's why the research component and engaging the researcher buy-in is so critical. But here are 2 clear examples. Cogstate is one platform that is well entrenched in academic studies of brain health, ranging from concussive sports injuries to aging. They're also moving their platform onto a mobile environments. The second is Brain Baseline. It's an emerging technology which is built as a user-friendly mobile application to test an individual's cognitive function over time. And since launching less than a year ago, it's netted over 40,000 downloads off of iTunes and 300,000 tests taken. That's done without marketing. So with over 360 million users of iPad and iPhone alone, the world's growing mobile. Our growing partnership and these offers that we have to vet the technologies at multiple clinical sites and well-characterized populations, that's the true potential and imperative of acting right now. Meryl?
If you build it, they will come. They work in the movies, but not in public health. I mean, when it comes to the brain, one-size solutions do not fit all. And in just the last 8 weeks, we're proud to announce our partnership has grown. Joining us as a scientific partner is the Cleveland Clinic, Lou Ruvo Brain Institute, and another 501c3. Here is our scientific advisory board, whose expertise cuts across diseases like HIV/AIDS, cancer, genomics, wireless, imaging, disruptive sciences and technologies to integrative medicine with Deepak Chopra. We now have a campaign endorsement at the CEO level from over 10 organizations eager to adopt, adapt, and co-promote the 21st Century BrainTrust public campaign across their networks. And our plan is to use the $300,000 from the Sanofi Challenge and their offered company expertise to develop and launch an integrated public engagement initiative. As 4 nonprofits, we respect your dollars, and together we pledge to match them to jumpstart this initiative in time for the 2013 prevention trials that are coming up very shortly. So we are trying for 2 simultaneous conversations, one with the public and one with the scientific community. We've mapped out a plan with metrics that will measure our success, and as you can see, we're already building phase 1. It is ambitious, but wireless and genomics are the new paradigms within our reach. And we're running out of time to save the next generation, and we have to act now. We can all become citizen scientists. Just think about it. Self-track our cognitive baseline, own our personal data, blue button it, and opt into research with the idea that we're going to get to therapies faster. We want to thank Sanofi for triggering this exceptional opportunity. It's a big idea that we couldn't do alone, and we honor our other finalists. Thank you.